Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 50. So I just want to make sure in case there's comments that I need to answer to, I just want to make sure I am up and running here on the phone, and we are. Okay. Welcome to Nightly Health Tips at 8:30. I'm Padraig O'Dwyer. I'm here every night, and this is episode 50. So that means it's day 50 of 2019. So, tonight is about labels. Anyone that has been on before or has been at any of my presentations, I'll always talk about reading the ingredients. Don't trust the label, read the ingredients. So I was delighted then to pick up this article by Dr. Sears, and some of you might know his son. He's Beyond the Doctor, the doctor's program on TV there during the afternoons. But Dr. Sears, anyway, is actually did an article about this exact point. Don't trust labels, read the ingredients. So let's get started because I have 7 or 8 tips to share. So, juice makers are very sneaky when it comes to labeling. A label may say, made with all natural fruit, or contains pure fruit juices, and it wouldn't be lying, and we've all seen them. And we've all fallen for it. I've fallen for it back in the day. I've always, oh, great, it's juice, it's just orange juice. But just because a juice is made with something natural doesn't mean that there aren't any other ingredients in there. So I now always check the ingredients list, and I have done for a few years, but with your orange juice, very, very important. That is the bottom line. So don't trust the label on the front when it comes to juice. Read the ingredients, and especially because you're giving it. It's a simple thing to give to kids and young kids, and we give it to them from an early age. And there could be a lot of added sugar, and sugar starts adding cavities to teeth, so they're growing. So you want them to have good teeth. It's not good if they're getting loads of sugar through juices when you think you're doing well and you're doing the right thing, and maybe the label is misleading. So that's one reason why it's worth keeping a check on. If only we lived and shopped in a world where food labels told the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But while consumers rely on labels to make wise nutritional choices, food processors use labels to sell their products. You must remember that. Sometimes these two functions of a label are in conflict. Labels can be misleading, especially if you don't learn to read between the lines and examine the fine print. Knowing what words on the label mean is a big step towards making a nutritional choice at the supermarket. So here's a few tips what you should look out for. Pure. As soon as you hear something that's pure, you're going, hey, happy days. That's pure. That has to be good. So who doesn't want to eat a food that's pure? You certainly wouldn't want to put contaminated food in your body. Here's the trouble. The word pure is not regulated. It's not a regulated, agreed meaning in food labeling. So anybody can use it. It could be just put there, and it could be a load of BS. It tells you nothing about what's in the packet, what's in it or what's not in it. So just because you see pure, don't take it. Turn around the back, look at the ingredients, what's in it. So that's tip 1. 2, natural. Unfortunately, natural is now some of this information is with the FDA. I've tried to check it with the EEC in Ireland, and they're similar in some ways. Okay, so you can take it. This is FDA from America. Unfortunately, natural is probably the least trustworthy of all labeling terms. Again, no established definition of the word natural on food labeling. The only restriction on its use is when products contain artificial colorings, synthetic substances, or flavors. While the term natural sounds appealing, it says very little about the nutritional quality of the food or even the safety. In reality, natural is empty of nutritional meaning. Consumers might believe natural means the food is pretty much as Mother Nature grew it, but this is seldom the case. For example, high fructose corn syrup, which we see in a lot of foods here in Europe, can be labelled as natural because it's derived from cornstarch. It may have been natural when it started, but by the time it gets to your product, it's far from natural. So these are words that are red alerts to me. Pure, natural, they're red alerts. I need to check straight away. I don't take their word, and that's what this tonight's about. Don't trust the label. Read the ingredients. And if you're like me now, a few years ago it was alright, but now I need glasses. So I have to bring my glasses to the shop because it's all real tiny, isn't it? It's all real small, and it goes back to the old adage. If there's more than 5 ingredients, it's a red flag. If you can't pronounce the ingredients, it's a no-no. That's really simple. We've spoken about that before. Made from. This phrase simply means the food you purchase are started with. Means that foods you are purchasing started with this product. For example, the claim made from 100% corn oil may be technically correct, but is misleading. Consumers may believe they are consuming 100% corn oil. They read that and imagined a field of corn under a clear blue sky and all those lovely things, that your image, that's what they're selling you. But a lot can happen to the corn oil before it gets to your grocery store or any food stuff. This is an example. What the label really means is the processor started with 100% of the product, but along the way it may have diluted it or hydrogenated it, changed it into a fat that would end up clogging your arteries. Not one that flows free and golden like you have in your mind. Another common label lie is made from natural. Again, this simply means the manufacturer started with a natural product, a natural source, but by the time it got to you, it's processed. Okay, so again, another red flag, just to keep in mind. They're only red flags. What you choose to do with the red flag is up to you, and it's your responsibility because it's your health. Made with real fruit is a good example. You'll always see this. It's either real fruit or it's not real fruit. You know what I mean? So the law does not require the label to specify how much fruit. So it might be 1%. So again, go back, look at it and see the percentages. Again, a little tip is when the list of ingredients, the first ingredient on the list is what's mostly in it. So if you see sugar there, you know that this product is mostly sugar. Okay? That's the key there. So this boast is particularly prevalent in snacks for children, which may contain a grape or two in a snack that's otherwise mostly sugar. Exactly what I was saying. Made with whole grain is another little lie. It's a white lie, if that's what you want to call it. You as a consumer are led to believe it's a whole grain product, but the label is not required to state how much whole grain is in the product. Here, I always check this, even with breads. If it says whole grain or whole wheat, whatever, I'm looking for the whole wheat is what you'd be looking for. I'm looking for 100% whole wheat. If it says it on the packet, I'm checking the ingredients list. I don't believe the labeling. I have to turn it around and see, oh yeah, it's 100% whole grain. I'm having that. Okay? So that's very important that you check that. Its main ingredients could be refined flour with only a small bit of whole wheat added. In that case, the food wouldn't contain the fiber that you need. And remember, we're not lacking protein in this age. We're lacking fiber. Most people don't get enough fiber every day. People are getting too much protein, and protein from poor sources. But that's another chat, another day. But we're not getting enough fiber. Okay, so make sure that your foods are whole foods, and that's why you need the whole wheat pastas. That's why you need, most of the time, like every so often you're going to have just the egg pasta or whatever, fresh pasta. But most of the time you should be looking for whole wheat, brown rice. I had brown rice this evening. If you make it right, it's lovely. If you don't make it right, it ain't so lovely. So follow the packaging. So foods need to contain all the nutrients associated with the whole grain. So just another little tip. Where are we gone? Yeah, that one. That was number 6. So we've only a few to go. So next two are fat-free. Understand the real meaning of fat-free on a label. In America, they allowed food to be labelled fat-free, but yet it contains fat. And you'll see that here in Europe. Once you go back to the back of it again, you'll see it. there's a certain limit, and I couldn't find it today when I did a bit of research on it. I just couldn't find the limits. Everything's all of these, when you go searching for some of this stuff, it's very complicated to try and find it, to get a clear, I just want it in English, nothing and else, I just want to get the facts, but I couldn't get it for Europe. But over in America, they can put in 0.5 grams of fat and they don't have to say anything about it. And that could be per 100 grams or whatever, per serving within it. So always check to see, especially if you're looking for, if it says fat free. Okay. Enriched. This is another good one. This is often a tip off that something good was taken out of food and now they've enriched it with flour, enriched white bread, are not as nutritionally good as whole grain. So you want the whole grain. So they're still trying to sell you the lesser product and saying they've enriched it with vitamins. No, they haven't. They've denuded it and now they've added something back to add a bit of value and to be able to put it on the label and fool you. End of story. That's what they're trying to do, is fool you. Don't fall for it. Smoked. Now, when I was eating meat, I liked smoked bacon. Okay, so the term, it's the flavour of the food, but how is it done? In my head, I'd have the hammers up and I'd smoke it in a room, and the old ways. That's the concept you have in your head, and it takes a few days or whatever. But in actual fact, today this can be done artificially and chemically smoked, just to give it the flavouring. So it may never have gone through that lovely process that we have in our head, or sometimes we see in a movie or on a documentary or something like that, way up in Alaska somewhere. It doesn't happen, okay? It's done artificially. So it's not some place you want to be going. And by the way, again, most of the foods that smoke, like the bacons and the sausages and anything like that that's done, or processed ham or anything like that, they are a class 1 carcinogenic, okay? I'm just getting the message out there. It's up to you to do something about it. But the World Health Organization have classed them as carcinogenic, okay? So that makes a choice. So you need to find a better alternative, okay? I'm just saying, that's the facts. So you need to make choices for yourself. The fruit drinks we spoke about earlier on, and then again, it's about the drink. In the name of the product, if you see fruit drinks, as the product tells you, is not 100% juice. It may in fact be mostly sugar and water with some added vitamin C. This allows the manufacturer to say an orange drink is high in vitamin C, even if it's a long way from being real orange juice. Only beverages that are 100% juice may be called juice. Okay, so again, even with the juice, we've already spoken about it, so happy days, that was the introduction. Organic is a minefield. Okay, so here's my criteria. This is the logo for the European. So if you see this on it, it's approved, and there's five bodies in Ireland that approve organic. I did a bit of research on this as well. There's five groups that approve them. Everyone is checked once a year. They have to adhere to certain regulations, and I don't know how tight it is, but they're checked once a year. And 100% organic is what you're looking for. You will see some stuff that's 80% organic. Well, what's the other 20%? Read the label, find out. Okay? And the other question, it can be organic and it can have the stamp and it can come from Italy, it can come from Europe. So your next question is, how far did it travel? So a food that has traveled has air miles. So it's less nutritionally, if it's not non-processed, it's got less nutrition because of the air miles. Okay, so always try and go to your farmer's market, support your farmer's market, and buy your fresh foods from there. Even I would go as far as saying, even if there's a farmer there and he's selling some carrots, he's selling some tomatoes or whatever he's doing, and he's doing that he's not an organic farmer, I would buy the tomato off him if he's going it, or the carrots off him, rather than get them imported. That just complete sense, because there's got to be more minerals. I'll just wash it very well. Okay, so just common sense. So that's really it. That's it for tonight. Like that's really the bottom line. So Just remember, there are plenty of other terms to be skeptical about too, but if you focus on those few I spoke about, pure, natural, those kind of things, fat-free, experienced label readers look right past the banner and the big type on the front. So don't fall for what's on the front of a product, or on the big print. Look into the small print. Always be skeptical and prove it by reading the ingredients list. The key is to remember that you and your food manufacturer don't always have the same interests in mind. So be smart and cautious to ensure that you're filling your fridge and pantry with the best, most nutritious foods available. Very, very important that you assure that you and your family are safe. Okay, so that's it for tonight. I hope those tips were helpful, and we will be back again tomorrow night. If you need any of the slides, if you want any more information, as always, you can private message me, you can ask me when you meet me, if you're local, or you can just text me or put in a comment on below. I appreciate you jumping on board, all of you that I've met over the last couple of weeks that are enjoying what I'm doing. So I continue to do it. This is 50. Now we move on to get to number 100. Okay, back again tomorrow night. Please share with your friends. Happy days. Bye.